All right, what's up, you heathens and demons? Welcome back to the Raging Atheist. As always, I have no luck with getting Zoom to do what I want Zoom to do. Um, still learning it. It's a bitch. Everybody tells me once I learn it, it's gonna be better, but it's gonna get better. So we have Sassy here. She's gonna be telling us about her channel, talking about the channel. I'll probably have some questions for her. If anybody in the chat has questions for her, highlight the Raging Atheist. I'm actually going to be able to pay attention to the chat this time because I have it. We're doing a hangout, so I'm not going to have to look at the other screen. I got it right here on the same screen. Fuck Zoom until I figure it out, and then I'll probably love it. So, what's up, Sassy?
Hi, everyone.
I'm
At
going to
least I'm
open up
not
my
emotional
window.
right now.
Yeah. I'm going to have a glare because I need some air.
What's up,
There we go.
everyone? I can see you in the chat because I'm looking at my phone because I'm on Hangout on my computer, so I can look at the chat too.
Yeah, it helps when you can actually see the chat and interact. And I've been gone for a couple days, so I really meant to actually interact with the chat a little better
Yeah.
tonight, but it is what it is. I'm terrible at interacting with chat. They all know this about me. What's up, Messenger? Aaron's chair. Glad you guys made it over to the new stream. Zoom sucks. It sucks. Everybody that recommended Zoom to me, why?
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be better once I figure it out. So yeah, you do get emotional in some of your videos, but I do too. I think emotion sells. I think that people like it. It's genuine. When you're emotional, you're being your true self. I think that there's plenty, and I've said this a million times. There's plenty. If you want a cool, calm atheist that's going to just lay out the facts,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of those. You can
Yeah.
find those all over YouTube. If you want a personality, you can come to the Raging Atheist, or you can go to Sassy.
I'm full of personality.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've always been emotional, so if yeah.
well, I mean, it's part of the human experience being emotional. A lot of men, I think. And I'm
Mhm.
looking at my soda over there on the kitchen table. Like I filled it up and left it on the kitchen table for some reason. I haven't even taken anything today. There's no excuse for this shit. But so yeah, I'm so but it's a good thing to be emotional. And like I said, it's genuine. It's not like, you're putting on an act. You're talking about real shit that you really feel. A lot of people will disagree with some of your stances, but that's the good thing about being real. You're not going to toe the line and be what everybody wants you to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no fun in that.
Yeah, in the chat, my friend, one atheist, one witch, she says sassy can get sassy with people. I've seen it, lol. Which is true, yes. Which is very, very true.
Yeah, I need to go get my soda. So I will be right back. It's only right there. You guys will be able to see my sexy Captain American sweatpants because I'm chilling. Um, not trying to put
uh,
anything too tight on the leg. Need some loose fitting clothes. I will be right back. So yeah, Sassy, just talk about the channel. Talk about like what direction do you want to go? Like I know you're going to be live streaming. You got a live stream coming up on the 24th, I believe.
and I
Go ahead and
forgot.
plug that while I'm gone.
Yeah, so everyone, I'll be having a live stream next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll be featuring one atheist, one witch. We're going to be talking about Girl Defined. We're going to be reacting to some of their questions that they have on a few different lists, and then we're going to be reacting to a couple of videos. So it should be fun. And also next Saturday, I will be having another live stream with a friend of mine, Lee. We will 1 hour will be on my channel talking about the NISB, and then we're going to head on over to his channel and finish it from there. So we can both be on each other's channel. I've been on his a couple of times in the past talking about Girl Defined, so it's pretty cool. And this one guy, can I get on some point? I
Not tonight. This one guy.
Not tonight.
Yeah, I've got a 9 o'clock. My daughter's nighttime shot is due. So yeah, tonight, tomorrow night, this one guy, I will be starting having an open room after my initial conversation with the NIFB guy if he shows up. So yeah, you're more than welcome tomorrow night. But not tonight. Tonight's about atheist. Not this one
Yeah.
guy.
But anyway, so yeah,
It's about Sassy, not this one guy.
it's really exciting because I just figured out how to do the whole live stream thing, and so it'd be really cool to start doing it, and then so that way there'll be a lot more content. And I've also been asking a bunch of people to come on my channel, and so far majority of them have said yes, so that's exciting. So brings me to the question, Nakasuchi, would you be willing to come on my channel at some point?
Oh yeah, definitely. And this one guy clarified he's talking about coming on your channel at some point, not tonight on this channel.
Honestly, he would be my first Christian on my channel for, but if it does happen, just keep it respectful and non-dramatic. But yeah,
this one guy would probably be a good Christian to start with.
He's good. But yes, you can come. You can send me a DM on Twitter, and we can discuss the details on there. But yeah,
my first Christian was Jill.
Jill. Oh.
Yep. I was in a Scholar Fiction chat, and I trolled Jill and got him to come on my first live interaction with a Christian. So yeah, that was my first live experience with a person of the Christian worldview here on YouTube. Was with fucking Jesus is Lord.
That's funny.
Well, it's my own fault because I went up in Scholar's chat just talking mad shit to Jill. I'm like, this dude ain't coming on my little old channel. And sure as shit, he's like, I got the chance to troll.
Yes, you can come on. You pronounce it. How you pronounce Aaron? Or I don't know how you pronounce.
Yeah, Aaron's chair.
Okay, yeah. She had an A, so I didn't know if it was pronounced a different way, so I was gonna say Aaron, but yeah, you can come on my channel.
Yeah, you'll like Aaron's chair. She's really nice, and
we actually
really, she has a lot of information about the NIFB. So yeah, if you're interested in doing work on the NIFB, she is a person that you would like to talk to.
Yeah, we actually did a live stream the other day. It was a group of us on Purple Rhymes with Orange's channel. It was really great. It was fun, and then it just got way off topic. Started talking about porn.
Yeah, I really like Purple Rhymes with Orange. I haven't done his channel yet, so yeah, I should reach out because they've been watching me forever.
Yeah,
I should go. I should go over there and check them out and see what they're about. Like, I'm so bad. Like, I didn't know. I'm so bad at knowing who people are. So like. Yeah. I think maybe sometimes like offends people. And it's just, I totally just don't have any idea of who you are. So if I don't recognize you and you're some popular YouTuber and you're following me, there's a good chance that I'm not being a dick. I just don't know who you are. Like it fucking happened with Godless Cranium. Like Atheist has been in my comment section pretty much since I was at 40 subscribers. I did not know who Atheist was. I did not know who Godless Cranium was. And he has this huge fucking YouTube channel,
Yeah, I've been I known about your channel and your content for some years now, a few years, a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I see. I've done this for about a year and a half, but I had my channel before this one. A lot of people did come over from that channel.
Also, I'm not very good with timing, so don't quit.
Well, yeah, there's a possibility that you actually did see me way back then because it was more of a political channel, but I was doing Girl Defined response videos.
That's where I started watching you.
So it probably was
Girl Defined. That's how I found you, and that's
Yeah, I mean, I was taking a lot of shit because it was a political channel and I was doing Girl Defined, and they're like, "Why are you putting this here?" And I'm like, "Because they're funny as fuck. Why wouldn't I put this here?"
Yeah, and now I'm gonna be doing Girl Defined reaction live streams myself. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, Girl Defined was the reason I ended up making an atheist channel because everybody on my political channel was like, "Stop putting that shit here," I'm like, fuck, I guess I gotta make an atheist channel so I can put Girl Defined videos. And that's all I did at first was Girl Defined videos. And some douchebag, I can't remember his name. But he's recently made a response video to me finally. I
I
can't remember his name.
that someone does it to me. Well, another person does it to me.
Yeah, man, I can't believe I can't remember this dude because like it was him and Girl Defined. They were like literally the two things I covered when I first started this channel was Girl Defined and this guy, and he's a douchebag that just he's probably one of the worst apologetics for Christianity, and he rides his motorcycle and does it as if that like proves something. Like, hey, look at me, I can drive a bike and talk. You know, like yeah, you're not four.
Oh my gosh. Does anyone have any questions for me or for Nakasuchi?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions for Sassy,
or
feel free
comments,
to ask. I have been on the lookout for highlighted comments.
Me too, yeah.
But they're usually just like, "What's up, Rage?"
No, I myself am not. I don't. If someone's name's really long, I'll just shorten it, and then I know it's not going to get highlighted. But hey, I don't.
Yeah, well, John Peterson is really plugging you. John is such a good dude, man. John looks out for his atheist fellow atheist. I know a lot of people get turned off by John, and you should, man. John's such a great dude. And I shouldn't say not a lot of people get turned off by John, but John's got a strong personality, and some people don't like that, and I think that they should. I love strong personalities. That's one of the big conflicts of me is like, you're an alpha male. Why would, for one, I don't believe in alphas and betas, but say there is this pack mentality and I am an alpha male. How are you an alpha male if you are intimidated by other alpha males? That makes you a pussy, in my opinion.
Is it okay if I say something to Guzman? It's not going to be horrible or anything. I want to do that, but
oh yeah. This is your time. Use it however you like.
Guzman, if you can hear me, I used to be a Christian. I used to say, and I used to believe in everything the Bible said about homosexuality, about basic atheist, about anything. And I witnessed, and it did a lot of harm to me, and it did a lot of harm to other people. You are still young. You are still a child. You are still a kid. And I can't imagine being in your situation. I know you think it's right what you're preaching. I know. But you have to realize it is wrong. If you don't realize it today, you don't realize it tomorrow. Hopefully someday when you get older, you will learn and you will grow and you will figure this out. And if you do that, you probably will have some regrets, but try not to stress on that so much. To remember that you were young, you were indoctrinated. It's not your fault that the beliefs were forced onto you. I'm sorry that you're going through this. You might not think it's a bad thing, but it is, and my heart goes out to you. And for every other child in the NIFB churches, it really does. And for some people that, that hate every single person in the church, don't. The children, it's not their fault. They're being preached to and they're preaching themselves. It's not your fault. But I hope you, one day when you get older, you will realize that your behavior is very hateful. So that's just my message towards you.
Yeah, like my thing with Guzman is, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, is that, and I think AR was pointing this out rather well, is that he is being used by older men to prove a really shitty point. And hey, what's up? I just noticed the geek room's in the house. What's up, geek room? But all these older pastors, and Matt Powell does it, but Matt Powell's in close proximity, and it's probably like an honor for Guzman to be associated with somebody that big in the church in the same state. So like I'm not even going to really knock Matt, even though I find it atrocious that Matt brings Guzman on and speaks that hatred,
Yeah.
because Matt's relatively a young man still. So he's actually closer to Guzman's age. He's like 10 years older than Guzman.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not going to find that as atrocious as I find Tommy McMurtry using Guzman or Pastor Shelley using, and all of them do. All of them use Guzman, whether it's on Guzman's channel or bringing Guzman onto their channel to promote, because Guzman is a very smart young man who is filled with the same hatred they have. So they can parade this little young boy saying, look at how smart this young kid is. Look at how,
Yeah. They're using
well
it to
put
their
together
advantage.
this young boy is. And then that hateful shit comes out of his mouth. And that, to me, it's probably the most atrocious thing I've ever seen the NIFB do, is how they use Guzman.
Yeah. And they will use their every other single child in that church the same way. And um I wanted to say it. I needed to say it. I don't know if it will make a difference to him if he gets older, but for that chance for him to get
Well,
out of that.
it's a good thing, I think, to have that compassion and to realize, because I mean that's really where I've come out of my this harsh anti-theism, to where I was literally one of those atheists against any form of theism, any form of it. I was against it, and I've been able to come out of that, just realizing that, hey, these people were indoctrinated like I was. These people, I was saying the same things as these people. Maybe not. I never called for like the deaths of human beings, but I
Exactly. Same
didn't
thing with
like
me.
them.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Yeah.
But I mean, it's still the same hatred.
Yeah.
I'm not calling for their deaths, but I still thought that they were abominations and disgusting. And it wasn't just God. It was like, oh, that's against nature. You take God out of the equation, that's against. I used to say that shit all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just, if you can see that in yourself, if you can see that, hey, I broke that indoctrination, then you can look at a child like Guzman, and even though he does say all of these hateful things, still have hope for that child, and know that, hey, I broke those chains of slavery. He can break those chains of slavery. The odds are against him doing it. Sure. Yeah, I fully admit that. Doesn't mean we shouldn't try.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, and like Messenger just pointed out, Guzman doesn't even realize he's being hateful. He's 12. He doesn't even know what it fucking is yet. Like, he literally thinks this is all fun and games. Like, you can see his smile and just how proud he is sometimes when these people recognize him.
I mean,
he should be. But at the same time, there's a very good chance he's going to be 18, 19, 20 years old, look back on this shit, and man, I was a fucking douchebag as a kid. And he's going to have to live with that shit. And guess what? Hopefully he'll grow, but maybe he won't. Maybe, like I said, maybe Guzman will be Matt Powell. In 10 years, I'll be fucking almost 60 making Guzman videos.
I mean, look at the children in the Westboro Baptist Church. I mean, look how from very, very, very young, they're out with picket fences and just doing basically the same thing, and they're smiling. They think that it's an accomplishment, that they are doing something that is good, and they have no idea that is completely wrong.
Like these NIFB people, and I'm going to really try to have this conversation with the guy tomorrow, and hopefully it stays respectful. But they think that what they're doing is helping gay people. It's the scariest thing about it all, is they truly think that calling for genocide is helping gay people. I mean, that's the craziest thing about it all. Like I'm coming from a good place. I just want them to find God. They're not going to find God if somebody doesn't use the harsh word. They really think they're doing a good thing, that this is morality.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a sad thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, seriously, no one has any other questions? Like nothing?
Yeah, well, that's the thing with these is most people don't really, unless it's like a debate platform,
or
most
do you
people
have
just don't have a lot of
or
questions.
do you have any comments about the videos that you've seen of mine, or at
Well,
all?
I know you was getting a lot of good comments in the chat earlier.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
People were getting a bit emotional, which is good. Like, if you're
I
gonna,
know.
if you're gonna make emotional videos and people aren't reacting to that emotion with some form of emotion, then you're failing. So the fact that people were, then that's what, especially as a new content creator, you're still figuring things out. You can see that. All right, these people reacted here.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. And I take it to the extreme. I'm like, people really like it when I talk shit about girl defined. Let's find the most wholesome girl that I can find. MMA Jenkins.
Free spirit. I'm assuming that's a question for me. How did you come to be an atheist? Well, I did make um a video about it's my like very first one on my channel. But I will
Oh,
say the gist of it.
and Aaron's chair
Um,
said she did have a question, so answer that one, and we'll find Aaron's chairs.
okay. So it was in January of this year. I was a Christian, and um, I was preaching, and then I promised myself that I was going to be more open minded and more understanding. I would listen to other atheists, I mean atheists or other people of a different religion, and I would have compassion of them. So I did, and I ended up in a conversation with a couple of atheists, and they were really respectful. And the questions that I don't remember exactly what they asked me, but I only know is that their questions made me question my faith and my beliefs and how I was living my life. And I just like it was a huge shock to me. I remember breaking down in tears and just like I can't do this anymore. Like I can mentally, emotionally, and I just cannot do it anymore. I cannot keep making excuses, or I can't keep believing in something that is so wrong and also is not, real. So that led me to that was my start in my journey of being an atheist. So
Well, and I truly believe that, like, the first moment you really start asking serious questions that are in a doubtful type of way, then
yeah,
you've lost that. You've already lost it, and it's just a journey. Now, some people can refine it, but I think that it's really hard to refine it, and a lot of people fool themselves into thinking they refound it when they actually didn't. And then I think a lot of shitty ass Christians come from it. I did find Aaron's question. It was a question to me, I believe. Correct me if
oh,
I'm
okay.
wrong, Aaron's chair. But she's asking me if I would like to come on a live stream later with her. Yes. If depending on what time, because I'm doing the CK thing at around midnight, so I'll be pretty much. I got to do my kids shot. I'll be pretty much wide open. So if it's before that, I can come on for a little while. Definitely. Would love to do that.
John John has a question for me. How did you come up with your name? Every time I get asked this question, I can't. I try to remember every like majority of the details, but um, the gist of it, all I can remember is just like talking to I think some friends online, and I was just coming up. I just trying to find a name that really fits me, like just it's just a perfect name. And then I can't remember if I came up with the name or one of my friends came up with, hey, how about Sassy? And I was like, oh yeah, Sassy Atheist. But yeah, it just stuck with me, and that's in my one of my nicknames now. I everyone just calls me that, and I love it. I and plus Sassy is part of my personality, one of my personality traits. So you know.
Yeah, well, like everybody asked me why I named myself the Raging Atheist, or when I went on Non Sequitur, Kyle jokingly was like, "Raging Atheist, why are you so full of rage?" And it is. I think it's a good thing when you find a name that suits you. So, like,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, um, anybody that knows me knows that that name fits me. Like,
Yeah.
I had a lot of fucking anger, or I will react sometimes in anger, using my voice. It's just
Yep.
how I've always been. I've got this really strong voice, and I will utilize that fucker. So if you find a title or a name that really fits your character, that's going to go a
Yeah.
long way. It's going to tell your audience who you are. you know,
Yeah.
and I can use that as a defense shield too. Like, why are you getting offended? You're coming to the raging atheist and getting mad that I'm raging. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? You know, like
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
like, shouldn't be any surprises here, homie. You know.
um, does anyone have like any questions? Not just maybe
Korak
about
did have
my.
one. Korak said, "Does she remember? Do you remember the moment you started doubting your faith?"
Oh, which one is it?
Korak Nightwolf. He highlighted me at the Raging Atheist.
Oh,
Does she
okay.
remember the moment she started doubting her
Oh
faith?
yeah. Oh my gosh. There have been many times in the past where I've doubted. You wouldn't believe it. I'm not kidding. There were as when I got started into the whole religion thing when I hit around like about preteen maybe or teenager. I started really getting to it and started learning, and actually, when I was on YouTube, I would watch tons of videos like the Atheist Experience and Jacqueline Glenn. I did watch Rachel Oates and Nakasuchi.
Oh, thank
I did
you.
I did watch you, and everything that you guys were saying, it just made so much sense. But then what I call, and I say this because that's the best description, it's the best way I can describe it. I kept crawling back to God. Every time I had a doubt, I would have that little doubt, and then I would change my mind. Then I would kept crawling back to God because I felt like He kept just revealing Himself to me and kept trying to tell me that He's real. You can't escape from me, and what's real and what's the truth. So I kept doing it, and then I started dabbling into another faith like paganism. I was a pagan for a little bit, and then I kept going back and forth with my beliefs. I really
Yeah,
struggled with it up
I
until
think that's kind of common though. Like I kind of
yeah,
so maybe not common for everybody, but I think a lot of us do that. Like, for me, I didn't want to leave God. I had all of these doubts about the Christian God, but I still held on to God. I went to
yeah,
Buddhism. I tried Taoism for a while. I practiced Reiki, like that crazy shit. I did that for a while, trying to hold on to some aspects
yeah,
of that divine belief. And
yeah,
eventually I got to the point to where like, no, none of it, like there's no evidence for any of it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm not going to base my life upon something that has no evidence at all.
yeah. I mean, um, it doesn't bother me that someone believes in a god or gods. It just bothers me when they use that belief to view humanity and just everything in a really horrible way and not an illogical way. It just it still gets to me to this day,
Mm-hmm.
and um,
Me too. It does me too. And, it's just, I think it's something that we deal with and we kind of get past. And I think every atheist is different, or even agnostics, because I'm kind of like the opposite of Steve McRae, I guess, because I think every agnostic is an atheist and he thinks every atheist is an agnostic. So like, like I'm like the opposite extreme of him. But, like to me, whether you label yourself agnostic or label yourself
yeah,
atheist or anywhere in between that, anywhere outside of that regular hemisphere of religious doctrine,
yeah,
like the major religions, if you're a spiritual person, then I would kind of lump you in with us, even though there's definitely some spiritualities out there that I have some huge issues with. I've covered Teal Swan and that kind of thing,
yeah,
but generally I think we're all kind of in the same group and we all kind of have those same issues. Like,
yeah,
we're we were part of that herd. We were cattle in that big ass herd, and now we're outside of the herd. And sometimes, even though that herd is heading for that cliff, you
yeah,
miss that security. Even though they're going off the cliff and you're outside of that now, and you don't have to go off the cliff if you don't want to. You miss having that security of having that herd around you. And I think that a lot of times we're often, I've been an atheist for 15 years, and every once in a while I'm like, am I right? Like, am I right? How do I know I'm right? I think it's just natural,
Um, where'd it go? Nightwolf. Well, he tagged you, but it was for me. I
Yeah.
just saw
Well,
it.
yeah, I did tell them to do that, to
Okay.
tag me,
Does she
because that
have
highlights on my screen.
Yeah. Does she have family that have shunned her or changed since she became an atheist? And the question to that is yes. Um, my relationship with my great uncle, it's still strained. I came out as an atheist to him the same day I became one. Literally the same day. Because I could not mentally, I could just not stomach the idea of anyone still thinking that I was a Christian and that I was just this just really godly girl, Christian girl. I could not. So I called him up on the phone. I was like, hey, I was crying. I was crying. I was like, I'm not a Christian anymore. I'm an atheist. I can't. And then like asking me why, and I told him why, and then he said that he was going to that he wouldn't really listen to what I had to say, and then he said that the Holy Spirit will tell him the real reason why I became an atheist, or that I'm mad at God. Um, so still to this day, even sometimes when I see him, it's a hi, how are you? That's about it. When before he used to basically, um, just introduce me to everyone that was around because he was so proud of me, and because I was his Christian great grand, his niece, and all that changed. So, um, it was really hard, and I still kind of get emotional about it because he still doesn't know that I'm homosexual. I have not said that because that would really just push the last straw.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and I would definitely take it one thing at a time. So let them get used to the idea of atheism, because a lot of gay atheists have said that coming out atheist was actually harder than coming out gay, and then a lot of gay atheists say the opposite. So I think both are going to be hard when you're dealing with theists, because they both pretty much see us as the same thing. People ask, don't understand how I can relate to gay people being a straight man. And it's very easy because I lived in the same closet they did. I just don't have the same sexual attractions,
yeah,
So it's very easy to empathize with somebody when you can't be who you truly are. And if you can understand that, you are going to empathize with them a lot better than other people are going to be able to.
yeah,
So, when you live in that closet and you're not able to speak your truth, that has an effect on your psychology.
exactly.
So I would definitely take it like you know, one revelation at a time.
Yeah,
Let him have time to get used to you being an atheist. And he might have already figured it out for himself. He might not even need you to tell him. So you just never really know. But I would definitely not hit him up with too much, because
because he told.
anybody's psychology. I mean, it's going to be a lot for anybody to take.
Mhm. One atheist, one witch asks, what effect did deconverting have on how she views herself? Oh, girl, it affected everything. Everything. How I viewed myself, how I viewed other people, about everything in general. Okay, some of you know this, I think, and some of you don't, but when I was a Christian, when I was on Twitter, I would preach to everyone. I knew what the Bible said about women not being able to have spiritual authority over guys, over men. So, but I was like, God doesn't, he's gonna look at it as me spreading the gospel and just to be and being his servant. So he's not gonna have a problem with it. So I would cherry pick and I would ignore that part in the Bible intentionally. So then I would have so many different, so many atheists saying that, oh, shut your mouth, you're not supposed to teach us guys, um, and stuff like that. And then I felt really guilty. And then I asked a Christian that I had conversations with, and he said, yes, it says it in Timothy. It does say in the Bible that women are not to teach men. Women can teach to women, but not to men. So I made a public apology to guys. I did. I made a public apology saying that I'm sorry. I went against the Bible. I went against God. I knew it was against the Bible, but I didn't. I tried to convince myself that it wasn't a big problem. But don't worry, I'm going to be preaching just to females this time. So I will basically stay in my lane.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's really because and also as a Christian, would I would I actually was ashamed of being sarcastic, being sassy. I would try to fight as to hiding that part of me because it was not godly. It wasn't um what God wanted me to be. So I was just changing everything about me, about how I dressed, how I acted, how I viewed myself, my personality. And
Mhm.
that was really hard. And then ever since I became an atheist, I'm more outspoken ever before. I've been more outspoken. I embrace my every bit of personality traits I have. I embrace it. I don't hide it. Um, and I am just overall general better person than I was before.
Yeah, I agree. I think atheism made me a better person. So
Yeah.
last question, and then I got to go and do my daughter's nighttime shot. Before the last question, though, Aaron's chair. I can probably be available in about an hour. I got a couple things to do, so if you're still alive in an hour, shoot me a link. I'll definitely come in as soon as I can, and I'll hang out for a little while, definitely. But last question of the night, and then I've got to go do the nighttime shot, 9 o'clock. It's a long-lasting shot. It's diabetes bullshit. So atheist rationale. Ask Sassy Atheist at the Raging Atheist if you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? So I'll let you answer, and then I'll close out with my answer.
Um, I can't answer because there's so many. I can't just choose one because there's so many problems with in society. Um, I mean, you've got poverty, you've got war, you've got um, just fighting and having a wedge driven between everyone just solely because of everyone's different beliefs, and it just everything else is just I honestly I can't choose one because if I had my way I think we both would change everything that was wrong, like really wrong in society. And but I'm sorry, I can't answer, I can't give
Yeah,
one.
it's a hard question to
It
answer,
is, yeah.
um, but I think I have an answer, and we'll close the show out on it. I th- if I could get rid of anything in this world, it would be placing value on things. It would be I would get rid of money. I would get rid of currency. I would get rid of, hey, I have this, give me that. I would try to replace it with a mentality of,
Hmm.
give and live.
Yeah,
Like we all live here. We should all share this place. That's the thing I would change is
yeah,
monetary value on things.
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
I think it's horrible.
yeah. I mean, like it differs between everyone. I mean, everyone has. Oh yeah, I would change this just one thing, but for me, it's just everything that's wrong.
Yeah, well, there's so much wrong with this world.
It
I
is,
mean,
yeah,
there's so much. There's a lot of good in this world. Like you can literally, you know, and who's to say that one thing that you thought that you changed about the world that you thought you was doing good wasn't going to open up a paradox of fuck you in the ass, you know, like you just never know like what's really good in the grand scheme of things. Is saving that child with cancer, you know, is that really good, or is that going to create a butterfly effect? You know, it's just I don't, you just never really know. So but it's a good question, and I
yeah,
think
it
if
is.
I could change anything about the world, it would be money. I think money makes us shitty.
Agreed. Yeah.
So, but with that, I am going to close. Really good conversation, really good. I enjoy your channel. So, if you guys have not subscribed to Sassy, her link is in the description below.
I know, I'm so excited because I'm over 100 subs, and I was saying it like yesterday or the other day that it's like it would be cool if I hit 100 subs with this within this week, and I did.
Oh yeah, yeah,
um,
and you'll start to see, you'll have peaks and valleys. I
yeah,
just went through, which I haven't put any content out, but the last 3 days I haven't gotten a single sub. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? In fact, I think I lost one today, so I'm like,
yeah.
I need to put out content, you know.
And I
But
really appreciate you cover my channel. I was really nervous because I can't. I sometimes I can't stand looking at myself. I was like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
everyone's watching me.
it's the hardest thing. I think people just automatically assume that you go back and watch yourself. Like I have to force myself to do it sometimes.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, like it's, well, for one, I spend, like, I'm putting out so much content now. Like I really just literally don't have time. But yeah, I don't really enjoy watching myself. Like I enjoy seeing it like from a production standpoint. Like especially like with my edited videos, I always go back and watch them just to see,
Yeah,
you know, how it turns out on YouTube. But yeah, usually I don't really care to see myself too much. I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe because I'm sitting here talking to the microphone, I know what I say already. You know.
Yeah,
So
but thank you everyone for like all the support. I mean, I truly, truly appreciate all the support that everyone gives me. I appreciate everyone that asked me to come on their channel. I appreciate everyone that accepts my invitation to come to my channel, and I appreciate all the nice comments and the support. And if you have anything else you want to say to me, questions, you can always check out my Twitter, and I even have a Discord link on my channel, and my channel art, the backdrop. It's right
all
there, so
right.
you can even join my Sassy Atheist fan group chat.
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe doing a Discord thingy, but I'm like, I don't even get on Discord when I should and talk to Dragnot or nobody, so I'm terrible at it. But maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, go check out Sassy, and you can find her on Twitter, find her on YouTube.
yeah.
Good new YouTuber, and hopefully you'll get up to 200 before you know it.
Thank you. Yeah, I will be uploading a lot more. The next upload. Oh, and I also want to say this. I want to be meaning to say this to everyone. Um, if you don't see a new upload personally from my channel, it you and if you do see a new upload in my playlist of videos I'm featured in, then it kind of takes place of that. So
Oh yeah.
either way, whatever new upload is, it's still upload because I'm part of it.
Hmm.
And but no, yeah, we won't be any new videos until the live stream Monday. That'll be
Oh
so.
yeah. And anytime you come on my channel, feel free to mirror it. You know, that's the best way to really, you know, yeah, you're making content, you're coming on this channel right here and making content. So like I think it would be really shitty for any person on YouTube to be like, no, don't fucking mirror that shit. Like you are fucking literally here making content, you should be able to use this just like I'm using it. So at least with me, always feel free.
I know I appreciate because you really are supportive, and it's just been really awesome getting to know you and getting to be on your channel. And
Oh yeah. Anytime, you're always welcome here. And anybody that wants to come and talk to me. But I, you know, as with anybody, you're gonna talk to them, and you're either gonna like them or you don't. I
yeah,
like you. I like most of the people that come on.
Yeah.
There's been a few that not so much, you know, but
Guys drive me crazy.
yeah, but everybody knows what happens in those situations. So.
Oh yeah. No. Mm-hmm.
But all right, yeah, my daughter is coming here like pointing at her wrist like she's wearing a watch. So, um, so yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna do her nighttime shot. I really appreciate you coming on and talking about your channel and let me cover your channel. Great work, Sassy.
Thank you so much to everyone again.
Oh yeah, and y'all have a wonderful night. I will be back sometime after midnight with CK, hopefully, and might be going on Aaron's chair. So send me a link, Aaron's chair, and as soon as I can come on, if you're still on, I'll come on and chat with you for a while. But y'all have a great night, and thanks a lot.